Hi everyone, welcome to NEWS100. I'm Kelly, your reporter for today. The news stories we're sharing today include Hong Kong COVID facility at Old Kai Tak Airport takes off as youth hostel. China ready for closer trade cooperation with EU. And European summers are getting brutally hot. Let's dive in for more details. Before the video starts, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, leave a comment, and give us a like. First, let us look at some updates from Hong Kong. A massive unused COVID-19 isolation facility at Hong Kong's prime Kai Tak waterfront site is being given an exciting second life. The sprawling complex, which once housed pandemic patients, will reopen in September as Runway 1331, an ambitious youth hostel and cultural hub offering nearly 3,000 affordable housing units. The project takes its name from the historic runway of the old Kai Tak airport that once occupied this land. The transformation is spearheaded by Glorious Tourism and Culture, a joint venture between the central government-owned China Tourism Group and prominent hotelier Winnie Chu Wing Kwan. Chu, who also serves as the president of Dorset Hospitality International, revealed ambitious plans for the site during Sunday's soft launch event. We hope Runway 1331 ultimately will develop into the world's biggest incubator for the youth, Chu told attendees with visible enthusiasm. The numbers behind this project are staggering. The development will repurpose 3,000 unused isolation rooms spread across dozens of four-story buildings on an 11.5-hectare waterfront property. These prefabricated units, originally built in 2022 with central government support during Hong Kong's COVID emergency, have been sitting mostly vacant despite costing taxpayers about $400,000 per month to maintain. Runway 1331's centerpiece will be a youth hostel called In Light, featuring 2,900 residential units capable of housing up to 5,000 young people. The accommodations range from single to triple rooms, each equipped with basic furnishings including beds, televisions, and study spaces. What makes this particularly noteworthy are the affordable rates. Trial stays will start at just $200 per night, with long-term monthly rents ranging between $3,000 and $6,000. But this is far more than just affordable housing. The developers have envisioned a vibrant community space divided into 4 distinct zones focused on sports, arts, culture, and performances. Visitors can expect basketball courts, a black box performance venue, waterfront promenades, and plenty of communal areas designed for collaboration and socializing. The soft launch event gave a taste of what's to come, featuring energetic skateboarding demonstrations, breakdancing competitions, and basketball tournaments. Perhaps most innovative is the Talent Development Program. At least 100 units will be reserved for young people with special skills who can contribute to the community in exchange for free accommodation. Arts and sports organizations will help screen applicants for these coveted spots. The selection process aims to create a dynamic mix of residents, with about half the units reserved for those aged 19 to 40 from diverse backgrounds, including locals, mainland Chinese, and international youth. Transportation concerns haven't been overlooked. China Tourism Group will operate shuttle buses connecting the hub to Kai Tak MTR station, with plans to add more public bus routes once operations begin in September. The location itself is also strategic, adjacent to the new 50,000-seat Kai Tak Sports Park and the city's cruise terminal, making it easily accessible for both residents and visitors. As a part of its 5-year contract with the government, Runway 1331 has committed to hosting at least 60 major events. Chu sees this as just the beginning, expressing hopes to attract local small businesses and creative enterprises to establish themselves within the compound. While she declined to reveal her own personal investment amount, her passion for the project is evident. This is the centennial anniversary of the old Kai Tak Airport, Chu noted. Runway 1331 will integrate art, culture, sports, and innovation to create a unique cultural hub and provide a runway for Hong Kong's youth. The transformation from the pandemic facility to youth hub represents more than ever just how clever urban repurposing is. It signals Hong Kong's commitment to nurturing its next generation while addressing pressing housing needs. As the September opening approaches, all eyes will be on whether this ambitious project can truly become the world-class youth incubator its creators envision. Now, let's move on to look at the recent developments in China and EU relations. China has announced its willingness to work with the European Union to expand the bilateral market access and strengthen the cooperation in key areas. The Ministry of Commerce stated on Thursday that Beijing wants to enhance the dialogue on government procurement and export controls while deepening collaborations along industrial and supply chains. Ministry spokeswoman He Yongchen made China's position clear at a news conference, saying, "We hope the European side will approach bilateral economic and trade relations with a detached perspective, free from emotions and prejudice." She went on to emphasize that Beijing and Brussels should, and I quote, "reduce accusations and increase communication, lessen protectionism and expand openness, minimize anxieties and maximize actions." The spokeswoman stressed that it is essential to prioritize consultation on all matters and refrain from what she called affixing labels. These comments come as China has demonstrated its approach to resolving trade friction through both action and dialogue. Earlier this month, China ruled on an anti-dumping probe into imported brandy from the EU, while deciding levy duties of up to 34.9% for 5 years on EU origin brandy starting July 5th. The ministry also accepted price undertakings submitted by the relevant EU industry associations and enterprises. This means 34 firms that agreed to minimum price commitments will not face anti-dumping duties on their imports. Researcher Zhou Mi from the Chinese Academy of International Trade and Economic Cooperation explained China's position, stating, "China does not wish to see the brandy case inflict significant losses on the related European industries." Zhou added that China views EU as a crucial economic partner, and the price undertaking is a deliberate move by Beijing to manage the trade frictions in a manner that does not undermine the overall bilateral relationship. However, implementing such solutions haven't been straightforward. The price undertaking approach, which worked for the brandy case, has faced challenges in the EU's anti-subsidy probe into Chinese electric vehicles. Despite China's EV industry submitting multiple price undertaking proposals, Brussels has reportedly used numerous technicalities to prolong negotiations. China has made other good faith efforts as well, including establishing a special green channel to speed up approval of rare earth exports to European companies. But according to spokeswoman He Yongchen, Brussels has not only failed to appreciate these efforts, but has also made what China considers unfounded accusations. She went on to further criticize the EU's approval system for high-tech exports controls, calling it excessively sluggish and procedurally convoluted, arguing it has severely compromised the stability of China-EU industrial and supply chains. This latest development highlights the ongoing complexities in China-EU trade relations, with Beijing pushing for more pragmatic cooperation while navigating various trade disputes. The ministry's statement underscores China's preference for negotiated solutions, even as it takes measures to protect its domestic industries. Last but not least, let's shift our attention to Europe. A brutal heat wave is gripping Europe, shattering records and leaving millions struggling to cope. Temperatures are soaring well above 100 degrees Fahrenheit in some regions, and even at night, the heat lingers, with some areas seeing lows barely dip below 90. Unlike in the US, where nearly 90% of homes have air conditioning, Europe remains largely unprepared. Only about 20% of European households have cooling systems, and in some countries, the numbers are far lower. In the UK, just 5% of homes have AC, many of them portable units. In Germany, that figure drops to just 3%. So, why has Europe been so slow to adopt air conditioning? Historically, many countries simply didn't need it. Heat waves were rare, and buildings were designed to retain warmth, not repel it. Brian Motherway of the International Energy Agency explains, "In Europe, we simply don't have the tradition of air conditioning, because up to relatively recently, it hasn't been a major need. But climate change is rewriting the rules. Europe is warming twice as fast as the global average, and heat waves are arriving earlier, lasting longer, and turning deadly. Now, attitudes are shifting. The International Energy Agency predicts the number of AC units in the EU could more than double by 2050. Richard Salmon of the UK Air Conditioning Company says demands have skyrocketed, with residential increase more than tripling in just 5 years. Yet barriers remain. High energy costs, strict building codes, and concerns over climate impact complicate the issue. Spain has even mandated that public AC needs to be set no lower than 27 degrees Celsius, which is about 80 Fahrenheit, to conserve power. But experts warn that while ACs offer a relief, it also fuels a dangerous cycle. Radhika Khosla at Oxford University explains, using fossil fuel-powered AC increases planet heating pollution, which in turn increases temperatures, fueling a vicious cycle of worsening climate change. The question is, can Europe adapt without accelerating its very crisis, making its summers so unbearable? For now, millions are left to endure the heat with fans, cold showers, and dwindling patience. As temperatures keep rising, so too will the pressure for solutions. But whether Europe chooses widespread AC or alternative cooling strategies, one thing is clear: the old way of coping is no longer enough. That's all for today's broadcast. If you've enjoyed our video, please subscribe to our channel, give it a thumbs up, and stay updated with the latest information. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!